Hello, everyone. Welcome to Culture of Gaming's Power Up Podcast, episode 122, being recorded live on June 20th, 2020. I'm your host, Taylor.
And I'm Andrew.
And I am Anthony.
And we, as usual, have a wonderful show for you all this week, as usual. So anyway, let's just start off with the games that we've been playing this past week, if any, because I know that'd be difficult for some of us here to play games. Anyway, Anthony, what have you been up to this past week?
Absolutely nothing. I haven't
Apparently.
played any games at all. And I mean, I've kind of been mainly watching like a few movies and stuff. Watched Your Name again for like the third time
Okay.
with
Nice.
with the girl,
Nice.
whatever you want to call it. She quite enjoyed it, which is
I've
good.
heard that movie popping up lately. Did it like get released on something?
No, it's just
Recently?
repopular again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I think it's because he released a new movie. I can't remember what's it called.
It was Weathering with You, but that was last
Yeah,
year.
there you go.
Oh, okay.
Actually, no, it was earlier
Yeah.
this year in like February, I think.
That's
Like
not
February, March.
too long ago. Yeah.
Not too long ago. So rewatched that. That was quite good again.
Okay.
Aside from that, it's like I haven't really been doing a whole heap at all. I've been quite busy this week with other things. And good job, Andrew. Well done. And yeah, that's kind of it for me, I guess.
What the hell happened to your bit rate, Andrew?
I
Yeah, I
don't
think
know.
I
Okay.
think it's
see
the
it.
server.
Okay. Hold on.
I'm chilling on my screen.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Hold on. Let's try this. Yeah, wow. Okay. Sydney comes in to save the day once again. All right. So all right. Awesome. Andrew, what have you been up to this past week?
So the usual Call of Duty stuff. Still grinding away on that game. Fantastic.
Okay.
And I have played 6 hours or so with Last of Us 2.
Okay.
Okay.
So I know we want to save that for a little bit later, but I'm enjoying it so far.
So far, so
6
good.
hours in, it's good. Should I talk about gameplay a little bit right now? You think?
Yeah.
Or you
Go
want me to
for
say
the
that?
gameplay a little bit.
Yeah. So I think I've heard it being like some people have said like, which I think is a pretty poor comparison, but Metal Gear Solid 5
Oh,
comparisons.
Really?
'Cause,
Okay.
yeah, I've heard that thrown around a couple times from some stuff that I listened to, and I don't think it's that level of
Okay.
like flow.
Yeah.
However, I have seen some real cool GIFs online of like just a stunning animation of like of combat scenes. Like
Okay.
it's pretty amazing.
Have
Like
you seen the rope GIF or whatever that's been going around?
I don't know if I have.
Okay, it's like I think you're playing as Ellie or whatever, and it's like she picks up a rope or whatever, and like it's like the player is like able to like lasso a piece of furniture or whatever, and like move it in front of a
Ooh.
door or whatever to block something. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, I've played around with like a wire at one point, like in a
Yeah.
game, and it's like it's cool. It's just the physics are pretty nuts,
Okay.
and I don't know. I see where people are trying to compare it to like MGS5 because of stealth, I guess.
Yeah.
And you definitely have what I enjoy is like you definitely have a lot of options going into an encounter. Like you could go really stealthy and like pick one off at a time, or
Yeah.
go just balls out and start shooting everything. So it's cool. It's definitely like it plays well. I think it plays better than the first game by a mile.
That's good.
Yeah.
Sure.
It just feels good. Like when you land those nice clean headshots. Like the monsters don't take, at least the ones that I've run into, don't take a lot to go down. Like you're not like Resident Evil 2 style shooting in the face like 6 times. If you land like a couple of good shots, it's just down.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
So that feels really good. The crafting system returns. It's pretty minimal. Like the crafting, it's like find a rag, find a bottle of alcohol, you have a Molotov.
Yeah.
So it's not too intrusive if you don't like crafting. Bless you. I don't know. And overall, I'm enjoying it. Like, we'll go into like maybe some story, not spoilers, but like story thoughts later. And I think it's gripping. I've played 6 hours, like I mentioned, and they went by very quickly.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good.
So it felt good.
Does it feel like too movie-ish at all?
I could see how people could feel that way because there
Yeah.
are, especially in those first couple hours, there's a lot of like not cutscenes, but it does some cool stuff. You know, you're without spoiling, you're gonna play as different characters a little bit, which is cool. Like switching back and forth is neat. It just feels like it does stuff that other games haven't done. Not necessarily word of gameplay, but in words of like production and like and things like that. Like there's kind of like semi-open areas, I guess.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
And there's just things you can do that you can miss completely. I almost missed like a scene.
Uh-huh.
And it's like not the scene isn't it only adds, right? It only adds like, you know, to the characters, but you could completely miss it. Or even if you don't like that kind of stuff, and it's fine. Like I don't think it detracts away from the game at all. I think it's really cool. You know, like I see how people are saying in this movie, like though, because there are some spots of just like, oh, you have to sit here and watch this.
Oh, okay.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I get it. But also what's really cool is like how they do the transitions from like gameplay to cutscene.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like you thought God of War was like really good at that.
Yeah.
This probably tops God of War.
Really?
In that
Okay.
sense.
I still
Yeah,
remember
it's
it's like the coolest thing from 2018 God of War is what we're talking about here. Is just like from the main menu to like starting the game and everything is just seamless there.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm not super far into it. I've heard it's like at least 20 hours.
Okay. I've heard around like 20 to 30. So.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
So I'm not even halfway. It doesn't feel like I'm halfway through the game or even close. So I don't know. Maybe it gets rushed or what have you. But you know, it's good. And like I'm not feeling weighed down by like with what's going on in the real world, like the pandemic and stuff. I don't think.
Oh, that's good at least. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it. Like it's a super dark game.
Uh huh.
But never am I like, oh, this is like
Too
so
relatable.
weird.
Parallels, man. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like that.
Sure.
It is neat. They do a lot of callbacks to the first game and stuff like that. And there are some cool stuff of like, because you know they're like young kids, or not kids, but like you know young adults.
Sure.
And you know them talking about like the old world, which is like what we live in, is like you know kind of fun. I don't know. I'm really enjoying it so far. I will beat that game.
Okay.
Which I don't do very much.
Yeah, all right. We'll talk a little bit more about all the stuff surrounding the release of The Last of Us 2 that's gone on a little bit during the water cooler convo, because we had a pretty decent Discord convo about it in our community Discord, which, speaking of which, the main site is, of course, Culture... Oh, wait, I forgot to do what a game... Damn, that was going to be such a cool segue.
What are you playing, Taylor?
Yeah, well, not much either. A little bit of Battlefield 4, some Kerbal Space Programs, Dark Souls 3. That's pretty much been it, okay?
Nice.
I've been somewhat busy this past week, too, and yeah,
Sure.
I've also been reading a bunch of, like, tech stuff lately, so I've been into that.
Okay.
Anyway, the main site is, of course, cultureofgaming.com. There you can find the latest gaming news, reviews, opinion pieces, etc., etc. And then on the right-hand side, sidebar of the main site, you can find a link to the community Discord where you can chat with all of the staff members as well as all of the people you see on the podcast as well. Talk about all sorts of things there. We all have all sorts of channels for various discussion, but most of it just happens in the general chat and the occasional meme that gets posted. Anyway, we have two Facebook pages, one for the main site and one for the podcast here. The first Facebook page is facebook.com/thecodnetwork, and then the one for the podcast is facebook.com/poweruppodcast. Then we are on Twitter at the Cod Network, Instagram at Culture of Gaming, twitch.tv/Culture of Gaming, and youtube.com/Culture of Gaming. Finally, if you'd like to find a repository of all the previously recorded audio podcasts, you can head on over to wherever you choose to get your podcasts, whether it be Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Podbean, Pocket Casts, Podcast Addict, wherever. Find us on all those places. You'll listen to all the previously recorded podcasts. Or if you'd like to watch us do the videos, as we do a taping live of the podcast every Saturday at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on twitch.tv/Culture of Gaming. You can head on over to our YouTube channel, which is once again youtube.com/Culture of Gaming, and find the video repository of anything. All right, moving right along. So, into the news. EA Play. That was like the first story you got. Not nearly as bombastic as the Sony press conference last week, but I don't know. I think there was a couple good things to come off of it. Come off of here. So I didn't watch it. I only read summaries.
Okay.
But
Well,
yeah, the summary. It
my
seemed
time
like there was
zone.
some decent. stuff about it. So did any of y'all watch it?
I did. I watched it live.
Okay.
I thought it was okay. I thought it was like relatively lackluster.
Yeah.
However, I think, which we probably touch on in a second, the main game that they were like talking about is just, I'm just not the demographic for that game. So.
Okay. All right, so I don't know.
Okay.
Let's go through it a little bit. So the first things first is Apex Legends is headed to Switch and Steam with full crossplay. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
About time. I'll tell you what. About time they did crossplay.
Yeah.
Because I know quite a few people who play on different platforms and all that kind of stuff. And I feel like this is going to kind of turn into Call of Duty a little bit with regard to, you know, you're going to jump in with people on console
Yeah.
who are kind of worse than you. So for like, I mean,
They
what
lack
was
the
I gonna
precision
say?
that a mouse and keyboard gives you. I don't know.
Exactly.
You know, it's funny because a lot of PC players complain about controller players all the time.
Yeah, aim
Yeah.
assist and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So it goes both ways.
It definitely does. That like I don't know. I feel like for newer or not newer, but like worse PC players,
It's
might be a
easier
good
to have
thing.
a console and jump into this game than it is to have like an actual nice PC, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. I might even play this on Switch. Like this kind of looks fun on Switch.
I do not.
I'll
I do not think it'll work out well on Switch at all.
Definitely check it out. Put it
Okay.
that way.
Oh, I want to play it on Switch without crossplay on. Then I'll get a bunch of wins.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. If it's anything like the Fortnite non-crossplay on Switch, then
That's what I.
that's gonna be a
that was my
raffle
heyday.
stop. Yeah.
That was my Fortnite heyday. I won a solos game and I quit forever.
Nice.
Quit in your
That's what you
prime.
need.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not on top.
But I don't know. This kind of like EA kind of dumped all their games onto Steam. Also, it's kind of interesting, you know, just kind of cool. So I wonder if they kind of like abandoned Origin.
Yeah, I wonder. That is odd. I was thinking if they're just.
I wonder if they're just
Gonna-
gonna
they probably
maintain like Origin as a storefront, but that it's more or less like technically complete, or
Yeah,
if they're
'cause they
gonna
can't just
slowly phase it out.
Shut it down, right? Because everyone's purchases, if they purchase it through the Origin store.
They might be able to come up
Steam.
with a system that'll let you like transfer it to Steam or whatever. You have to work with
Oh.
Valve with that, and they might be interested in that. I don't know. Depends on whether or not EA wants to keep Origin up or not.
Right. Yeah. Because like I know, like I don't use Origin that often, but I like, you know, if you have all your Sims content on there and
Oh yeah.
putting it over there, and it's like, what happened to all my expansion packs? Kind of thing.
Right.
Um,
But yeah,
but I do
speaking,
understand.
yeah, speaking
people
of
like-
Sims though, Sims 4 is now available on Steam. That was the next thing in the announcement.
Mhm.
Y'all remember? Y'all ever play Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons?
No, but I've seen it.
Didn't, but I heard it's very good.
Okay, yes, it is a very fantastic game. It's like a PC classic. And then do y'all remember A Way Out?
Yes.
Not as good, but
Okay.
and did play it.
Pretty
Alright.
decent though.
Well, the same guy is or the development studio behind both those games, Hazelight, announced a new game called It Takes Two, which kind of seems like an emotional wreck of a game. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, it looked pretty heavy.
Yeah.
Seems interesting. It's basically about like a girl whose parents are splitting up, seems like.
Mhm.
And she creates like two dolls who then magically come
Right.
alive. And then you basically, I think you mainly like control her emotions and stuff, it seems like.
Okay.
Because he said it's more so about the developer dude who was being interviewed was like, it's more so about controlling emotions than anything else. So I don't know how that's going to work.
Okay.
It's probably just like choice based, I'd say. Maybe like emotional that way.
Mm-hmm.
So,
He did a good job of hyping his own game up. I'll give him that much.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty
Yeah.
funny.
Sorry. He did for.
Pretty
I remember
weird.
for A Way Out. He did also.
Yeah, he was on the Game Awards, just like
Yeah.
being a ham.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And then there
It's
were
like, can I swear
two
on this?
like indie games I don't really care about. Lost in Random and Rocket Arena.
Lost in
Yeah.
Random looks kind of cool.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
it's about what I'm assuming is about dice rolls and like
Yeah.
embracing like the
Chances.
randomness of the dice roll and stuff. Could
Hmm.
be neat. I like the art style.
Okay. Fair enough. And then okay, so I'm confused. So there's Rocket League, right? There's what was that like Rocket League game we saw at Sony last week?
That wasn't that like Demolition Derby or something?
Was it? Okay. And now there's
Demolition
Rocket
All-Stars, I
Arena, and it's like I'm very, very confused.
I think Rocket Arena is like an old Quake or like
Oh,
Unreal, like not game, but like that's what you call it when you just use rockets. Like right? Am I wrong here?
maybe, I don't know. Yeah, let's it doesn't seem like it's rebranded at all. I can't tell. The art style
This
is
looks
kind of like
very similar to Overwatch.
art style seems kind of Fortnite-esque to me a little bit. I don't know.
This looks very... Oh, Paladins, this kind of gives me a feel of.
Oh yeah?
A little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So Rocket Arena was like an old like Unreal Tournament like mod or something like that.
Okay.
It's weird that they're calling it the same name.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, and then maybe this was the first like big ticket item over at the EA Play here. Star Wars Squadrons, which is like a spiritual successor to like Rogue Squadron and everything from back in the day. It's not developed by DICE or Respawn, which might be a good thing depending on your perspective. But it's developed by one of EA's internal development studios called EA Motive. And it is like a pilot game, like a squadron pilot game, again, like Rogue Squadron and stuff like that. It takes place after Star Wars Return of the Jedi, has single player and multiplayer, and aims to be, quote, the greatest Star Wars pilot game ever, end quote. And, yeah. It's coming... What's up?
EA Motive.
Yeah, it's one of the EA's internal development studios. It'll be released on PS4, Xbox One, and PC on October 2nd, 2020. With cross-play and VR support on both PS4 and PC. And supposedly there will be no microtransactions.
Yeah, they say that every time. Don't listen to them.
Okay. You're not very optimistic for this, are you?
I mean, it looks cool.
Yeah.
It looks interesting. I don't know. If they can kind of live up to, like, Star Wars Battlefront, like 1 and 2, the originals, like the ship combat and that, then I'll be happy, because the whole like massive space wars and stuff in that was quite good. I quite enjoyed that a lot. This looks pretty cool, but I am not optimistic, to be honest.
Okay.
I mean, if Respawn was doing it, I'd be happy. But EA kind of sucks, so might be interesting.
Fair enough. Yeah, so Andrew, we were just talking about the likelihood that Star Wars Squadrons will not have microtransactions, as EA says it will not.
Oh, I doubt that.
Okay, that's a total like press sets to doubt. Okay, got it.
Yeah, this is the game that I was gonna say that I don't really care about, and I feel like this is huge news if you're like Star Wars.
I feel like EA thinks a lot of people should care about it, but I'm not sure anyone still does, to be honest. Like,
I mean, So with Battlefront 1 and 2, the new ones, people were very keen for like massive space wars and stuff.
Yeah.
And that never really happened.
Okay.
Okay.
So a lot of people are like, if there's like a dedicated game, dedicated around it, that's fun, that's great. Huge Battlefront 1 and 2.
What the hell happened?
Voice mod on you?
No.
Your mic just cut out, and now your voice is like 3 octaves lower. It's like, well, Darth Vader has joined the podcast, everyone.
Yeah, so.
Your mic is muted.
No, it's not.
There we go.
Me up.
There we go. We're good now. I can hear you again. Okay. Well, that was... Nah, we can't hear you anymore.
What do you mean? Discord's picking me up.
You're back to, low boy. Hold on. And,
no, I think it's a microphone issue.
Okay.
You're good now.
Yeah, I think we're good. Okay.
I don't know what's going on. I'm just going to constantly talk, and if it does it again, whatever. So a lot of with the original Battlefront 1 and 2, the ship combat was great. Okay. The new Battlefront 1 and 2 come out, and it's crap. It wasn't really there. It wasn't really in mode. So a lot of people are keen for dedicated game / mode / whatever, and that's what they're doing with this. So I feel like this definitely does have an audience.
But why can't we just have one? Like one where there's like this epic space battle as like a ground flight is raging below everything, stuff like that.
Oh, this might be what this is.
I mean, that takes a lot, but yeah.
Okay. Okay, maybe. Okay.
I know this game is like fully compatible with like flight sticks or whatever they're called.
Okay.
So
Oh, like flight yokes and stuff.
Yeah.
yes.
Don't tell me my voice is gone again, please.
I'm trying not to laugh.
Is it deep again?
Yes.
Oh my.
I wonder why Anthony has a voice modulator installed on his computer. I wonder what unsavory acts he's doing when we're not talking to him.
I couldn't tell you.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, it's still not picking you up, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
There it
Okay.
goes. Okay. All right.
My
Anyway,
talk Discord picked me up. I don't know.
alrighty, we're just gonna leave you at that voice. Screw it at this point. Because at least we didn't hear you. Yeah. All right. So anyway, and then do we care about Madden 21 or FIFA 21?
Not really. I don't know.
But then again,
Maybe.
everyone else does. So.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
like, yeah, another year, another Madden, right? It's
Uh-huh. And then we got like kind of this next gen tech teaser or whatever as EA called it and everything. We got a look at the next Dragon Age, a little bit of for what's coming next for Battlefield and Need for Speed. So kind of showing off what EA is hoping to achieve with the next gen of consoles and whatnot, as well as high-end PCs, of course. And then this is actually my favorite part of the whole event. Okay, Skate 4. Okay, we got
Well,
Skate 4.
not. They didn't say Skate 4 though.
We essentially Skate 4.
I
Did
hope.
they show a trailer?
They showed
No,
absolutely nothing.
no,
Also, how do I sound?
just fine.
Wait, what?
No, we can't hear you.
It's like the
What do
first
you
sen-
mean?
the
There we
first
go.
sentence was
Okay,
good.
keep going, keep going, keep going.
Okay.
No, we still can't hear you. Jesus, man.
But yeah, like this is Skate thing, right?
Yeah.
We're hoping it's a real game. I know there's like a mobile stuff rumors floating around.
Okay, if it's a mobile skate game, I think everyone's just gonna riot at EA offices, you know?
Well, because there is a thing going around where like they approached some skater. I don't know his name, unfortunately.
Okay.
And they like asked him to be in the game, and he was like, "No, I'm not gonna be in like your crappy mobile game. Make Skate 4 already."
Oh, that's pretty
Um,
good.
Yeah, so like, but that also might have been like a port of Skate 3 to mobile. There's a lot of rumors going around with Skate in general.
Sure.
But this is like the biggest, like they thought they were like nailing it. Like, yeah, we're gonna give them Skate 4 thing, but we're not gonna actually show even a title screen. It's like what?
Yeah, so like what everyone is calling Skate 4, and myself included, because I really wanted to be Skate 4, was just like a thing from like the director or whatever saying it's very early in development.
Right. Yeah.
So I don't know.
And
Maybe what?
Okay.
No.
Go ahead.
Okay, I was like earliest they show this off might be like next year or so, if that,
Mhm.
and then probably not released till like 2022, 2023 maybe. So I'd say we're still a good few years off from it, to be honest.
Yeah, most likely. I guess it just depends how, like, what if they're making a lot of changes, if they're basing off the old engine, all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
But oh shoot. I saw it going around. If they don't spell it skate with the number 4 as the A, then
Yeah.
they're
Missed
messed up.
opportunity.
Oh yeah,
Total
they're
missed
blowing it
opportunity.
If
Okay.
they don't do that.
Did you
Yeah,
ever play?
Skate-
Did you ever play Skate 3 back in the day?
I did. I really
Yeah.
I like Skate 2 better for some reason.
Okay.
Maybe it's just because it was just a time and place thing.
Yeah.
Because Skate 3 is when we got a little like even weirder, right? Like they had like the guy from My Name Is Earl like playing this weird like
Yeah.
athletic guy with like short shorts and stuff, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Skate
Okay,
3 was
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
weird. In all honesty, looking back on it, I don't know. I used to play it a lot during like middle school and like early high school and everything. Like if I wasn't playing Modern Warfare 2, it'd probably be Skate 3 with buddies on Xbox Live. So
Yeah, I really liked the skate games though. They were just because they were such a different take on like skateboarding,
yeah.
and like I don't know, I wasn't a good skater when I was a kid. I can ride a skateboard, right?
Yeah.
Pretty well, but no tricks or anything. But like I don't know, that was such a good thing when I was growing up. Like skating was such like a big like community and like I don't know this weird like thing that everybody was doing. that like I always have like a soft spot in me for like skateboarding, and like randomly I'll be like, oh, I want to watch this old skate video I haven't seen in like 20 years.
Nice. Let's watch Tony Hawk do a 720 off a half pipe. Why not?
Yeah,
Back
I mean,
in
I'll
99.
watch.
Yeah.
I'll watch like some old, like I remember watching like, you know, this is getting weird, but like watching like VHS tapes of skating when I was a kid, you know, like Fulfill the Dream from like Shorties or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And like or whatever, whoever did that, I don't know if it was Shorties, but you know, stuff like that. And I'll like randomly go on a YouTube hunt of like trying to find these old VHS videos.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, because the music is so good. It's like this weird combination of like just really cool like tricks and really good music usually, and just I don't know.
Oh.
Skateboarding's pretty cool.
Yeah, I never skateboarded when I was a kid. Most I had was like, you know, one of those like, you remember the rip sticks at all that came out? It was like that 2-wheeled skateboard, you know, like move your back foot back and forth, go forward. I had one of those, and then and I got into mountain biking for a while and everything. And then when I got to college, my campus is very, very large and everything, and so it's like all throughout college, it's like, oh, you have to go like 1.5 miles to your next class in like 15 minutes or whatever, right?
Oh, wow.
And so it's like, oh, I got a longboard my freshman year of college. Use that, get around.
Yeah, I used to skate on campus. Like, I feel like I'm a jerk for doing that because, like, I wasn't going fast, but like, there's always like the like 5 people who are on skateboards.
Oh, okay. It's
like dangerous.
Oh. It's like bikes, longboards, scooters are all popular around my campus. My campus has like certain like lanes and like zones designated where it's allowed and you can ride through them. But then other like portions are like sectioned off and are walk only and everything, so that you're not allowed to like be on a vehicle there. Yeah.
No, that makes sense. Yeah, I went to San Francisco State University, and it's a very compact area.
Yeah.
But I was almost always late. So me going like, you know, an extra couple miles per hour faster helps usually.
Mm-hmm. Well, waiting for Anthony to get to the next topic, but not sure how he's doing with stuff. Did he say anything in the chat here? I can't pull it up.
He just said he's fixing it in all caps. Clearly not very happy.
No.
What else did we get here? We got Rocket Arena, we got all that stuff. Yeah, I didn't really see the Dragon Age part. I guess maybe I should go.
It was like something like if you looked in like the next gen trailer or whatever, they didn't explicitly say it was Dragon Age, but there were definitely like environments that are like, oh, that's Dragon Age, because it's like that older fantasy sort of style.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It must be something weird with like USB mics or whatever, and maybe some sort of Windows audio driver, because Matt, who doesn't have a Blue Yeti like Anthony does, he has like, I think like a Rode or an Audio-Technica USB mic or whatever. It does the same thing over Discord.
Weird. Has it ever happened to me? I feel like I've had.
No, I don't think it's ever happened to you.
Oh,
yeah, I feel like it's this weird like USB audio driver in Windows or whatever that causes it.
I mean, I use the Yeti, and I've never had too many, I guess, no issues.
Yeah. Anyway,
always technical issues, right?
Let's see. Yeah, I think that wraps up EA Play. I don't think there's anything else that we didn't really talk about too much.
No. Yeah. I'm excited though. Maybe I'll get back into Apex now that it's going to be crossplay. If we get like an actual like little squad going or trio going with like some of you guys.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, to be honest.
Oh, you're back on your webcam. Hello.
And even my other headset won't work at all.
That's weird. Okay. Well, welcome
So
back.
I don't know what's going on. Does that sound okay? Or does
it sounds passable, yeah.
It's good enough.
Okay. Sure.
All right. So moving right along to the next topic. We have some Cyberpunk news, and it's maybe not the greatest thing if you are anticipating this game. Once again,
Correct.
Cyberpunk 2077 has been delayed. It has been kicked back to November 19th, so about a 2-month delay. Been delayed by another 2 months. Reading from the Games Radar article here, Cyberpunk 2077 has been delayed from September 17th to November 19th. CD Projekt Red announced a new statement on Twitter. The statement is as follows. We have decided to move the launch of Cyberpunk 2077 from September 17th to November 19th. Those of you who are familiar with the way we make games know that we won't ship something which is not ready. Ready when it's done is not just a phrase we say because it sounds right. It's something we live by even when we know we'll take the heat for it. At the same time, we are fully aware that making such a decision costs us your trust, and trading trust for additional time is one of the hardest decisions a developer can make, and despite we think it's the right decision for the game, we'd still like to apologize for making you wait longer. Our intention is to make Cyberpunk 2077 something that will stay with you for years to come. In the end, we hope to understand why we did what we hope you understand why we did what we did. At the time we are writing these words, Cyberpunk 2077 is finished both content and gameplay-wise. The quests, cutscenes, skills, items, all adventures Night City has to offer, it's all there. But with such an abundance of content and complex systems interweaving with each other, we need to properly go through everything, balance game mechanics, and fix a lot of bugs. A huge world means a huge number of things to iron out, and we will spend the additional time doing exactly that. This week, journalists from all over the world are starting to independently play the game. We are eager and quite stressed to hear their opinions, as well as see your reactions when they publish their previews right after we air Night City Wire on June 25th. We hope this will satisfy some of your hunger for the game as we work to polish it for the November launch.
Why don't they just do like open beta?
So, I don't know.
Yeah.
I kind of see why they wouldn't. And this delay is the second time that Cyberpunk has been delayed. So
Second only, really?
yeah, because it was originally yeah, right. I think like the reason why that seems like only the second time is because remember this game was originally like teased in 2013.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, it was originally slated for I think March of this year, March or April of this year. I remember spring of this year or so. Hello, kitty.
I don't want her in here. Sorry.
No, it's fine. It was originally slated for like spring of this year and everything, but then last year in the fallish time they pushed it back to September, and now they've pushed it back to November, evidently. So
November
what?
November 19th?
Yes. Your
Yeah.
voice is deep
Is
again.
my voice?
Yeah. All right. Anyway.
I've got no idea what's going on.
Okay.
Maybe I should leave and rejoin. I don't know.
All right. I will prepare the overlays last rites if you want to do that. Anyway.
I mean, it'll only be for a second, so.
Yeah, I know. All right. So, what? Anybody like disappointed by the delay, Andrew, or?
I don't know. It's a bummer. The only thing I'm kind of disappointed is that like I feel like it was gonna come out in a good time for me to like be able to play this game.
Oh, September-ish,
yeah. Whereas like maybe now it's like it's gonna get put up with a bunch of other games too, and
November's kind of busy. Like,
Yeah.
especially that like third week in November or so, right? Because you know you're gonna have like Thanksgiving and like whatnot coming up. Yeah.
probably new consoles around then too.
Yeah. Which, speaking of new consoles, I guess the news is like, okay, so it's going to be Cyberpunk 2077 will initially launch on PS4, Xbox One, and PC and everything. And then next year in 2021, there's going to get a like next gen enhanced version of Cyberpunk or whatever for the PS5 and the Series X and everything. And then I guess apparently they're doing like this cool upgrade system or whatever. So it's like, say if you bought it on like PS4 and then got a PS5 or whatever, you get the next gen version of Cyberpunk for free.
Mhm.
I think that's the way it's working.
Sure. Yeah, it's similar to what Microsoft's doing.
Okay.
Yeah. So like
Is
the
it still
whole
deep?
Yes.
what is Microsoft calling it? Smart
Delivery or something like that.
Smart delivery, I think?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I guess they've confirmed that like they're also doing that for PS5. It sounds like PS5 will be doing that stuff, but they're just not going to have like a term for it. Maybe.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I mean, like, there was no confirmation that Sony was going to do the same thing. That it seems like it's up to the actual developer and not Sony themselves. I mean, obviously they've got to implement a system whereby, like, if you play the game on this gen consoles, then it's going to transfer over to next gen stuff as well. So, seems like Sony's on board with it, which is good.
Okay.
Yeah. They said the whole thing of like, oh, if you make a game or if you like get a game certed after like July or something, it has to work on PS5 as well or something like that.
Yeah, we see both Microsoft and Sony kind of adopting these like policies to make the transition to the next generation easier. Because I'd say it's like, I don't know,
sure.
these like current gen systems will still be around to like 2022 probably or so in terms of relevancy.
Yeah, I guess it depends, right, on
Yeah.
how available the new ones are and what games are out for them.
Right.
He said that they're like supporting.
And now you're
Yeah,
normal again.
PS4. Yeah, it might be my USB port actually.
Oh, hey, my theory might have been correct.
Maybe I don't know. Sony said that they're supporting the PS4 alongside the PS5 as well.
Okay.
So that's decently good, I guess. So
Yeah.
PS4 is going to be around for quite some time. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. So,
yeah.
I don't know. I'm going
Go
to say, like, okay, so I don't nearly hold CD Projekt in nearly as high as reverence as everyone else seems to have. I will say that at this point, you know, after being delayed twice and then, you know, in varying stages of development for 7 years, that this better be the most polished game that's, like, ever existed and ever come out. Like, if there's a single bug in it, I might lose my shit, you know?
I mean, there are going to be bugs, right?
I
To
know.
what degree those bugs are.
Yeah.
I mean, they could
Yeah, there's always
currently
gonna be-
could be a mess.
Okay.
There's always going to be like bugs and stuff. That just comes down to like QA testing, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Don't tell me it's changed again, surely.
I can't keep a straight face.
God!
Can't do
Far out!
You would have seen me giggling
I'm
if I had a
sorry.
webcam.
it.
I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do about it.
No,
It's,
it's fine.
that's fine with me.
Yeah, I don't care. It's just kind of funny. But,
Yeah.
yeah, and, like, it's been content complete for a while now. So,
Yeah.
like, when they first
Yeah, it
pushed
has
it
been.
back to, when they first pushed it back to September and everything last year, I believe they said it was content complete also back then.
Yeah, I think they were doing. I think they mentioned it was like translation stuff, or I forget whatever. You
Yeah.
want to call it.
Or they maybe there was an issue with, like, the voice actors doing different
Yeah,
localization
yeah.
stuff anyway.
The localization thing. I think that was the issue. they
Okay,
mentioned last
and then
time.
and now it's like, okay, yeah, we're gonna need another 2 months to polish it. Yeah, it's like, yeah, this better be the most polished freaking game to have ever come out, ever, at this point. you know.
Slightly, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
It should be good. I mean, I hope it's.
I
good,
hope it's good
obviously.
too. The game looks fun.
Yeah.
The game looks
Yeah.
exciting, right? It looks neat. I'll be honest. The game looks really neat. Okay, it's like it might be
It
depending
does.
on if reviews go well. It might be a day one purchase for me. I don't know, but yeah. So it's like
Yeah.
I do hope the game turns out well. I don't know the exact term for those phenomena, but you know how it's just like, oh, you know, artists have this tendency to just like keep working on a project like perpetually or whatever. 'Cause-
Sure.
Yeah, whatever that like pattern or like system is called. It's like, do you think maybe CD Projekt has a little bit of that going on, where they're like, oh, we can make it even better, as opposed to
Yeah,
just
like
finding a
the-
nice stopping point. I mean, like, do you know what? We're releasing it as it is.
Yeah, I mean,
Perhaps. Maybe they're. No.
I
Okay.
feel like it's a weird thing for video games because I think a lot of companies do that and they get a lot of flack for it.
Yeah.
And I think CD Projekt Red has this like weird, not weird, but they have this like, you know, everyone thinks they're so good and they have this really good community like around them and everyone thinks very highly of them.
Yeah.
So maybe they're just trying to uphold that like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know, how everyone thinks they look or whatever.
Yeah, maybe they're in
I
their
mean,
head a
they-
little bit. Like, I think I
they-
kind of feel like this is similar to what Half-Life 3 would have been going through theoretically. You know.
Sure.
I mean, almost at the same time as well. They've got the biggest developer in the EU now.
Mm-hmm.
Like they just overtook Ubisoft. So
Right.
I feel like they might be like that might be in their head a little bit. I mean, at the same time, they've hyped this game so much, it would suck if it was bad. Like,
Yeah.
seriously, it would. So I feel like they're like one of the only genuine, well, not genuine, but like decent developers who want to actually push through nowadays, because a lot of games are released half finished and like nobody really cares. So I feel like their like quality assurance is good. So I don't know. I don't personally mind waiting a whole heap.
Yeah.
I'm keen for the game. It could also have something to do with Corona as well and all that whole
Sure.
situation.
Okay.
So it's unprecedented times at the moment. So give them time, let them do what they want to do.
Yeah. And they've only made like Witcher games, right, before?
Pretty much.
Yeah. Huh. Like I don't see in a
Pretty
world where
much.
this game is bad, but I am interested to see what the game feels like.
Yeah. That's really the thing I'm not sure about is like how it'll actually feel gameplay wise, because it's gonna be in first person, right? And it's just like I don't know. I wasn't even a huge fan of how like Witcher 3 played all that much.
It controlled a little loose.
Yeah. So hopefully things are good on this one.
Yeah.
I mean, The Witcher 3 wasn't bad.
No,
It was
a
no.
great
I'm not saying it
game.
was bad or anything. I was just like, you know what? I've had a better third person combat experience before. Is what I meant to
Oh,
say.
for sure. Yeah. The combat was just weird.
I
A lot of
mean,
really,
I
really
don't know, like-
mashy and yeah.
Oh yeah, sure. I mean, if Cyberpunk was similar to that, I wouldn't mind. To be honest, like obviously, if they got rid of the whole mashy mechanic, like mash B to attack, mash B, mash B, mash B.
Yeah.
Then that'd obviously be something you want to get rid of. But like if it controls similarly and like the motion and all that kind of stuff feels the same, I'd be fine with it.
Yeah. This is kind of weird, but I really like this cyberpunk yellow that they have on everything.
Yeah, they kind of really branded themselves smartly.
Yeah, like that yellow is just like, okay, so it's not like a weird like dark yellow that's like disgusting or whatever, but at the same time it's also not like highlighter yellow either. It's like nice. Anyway, sorry.
I like Cyberpunk, like the aesthetic. I don't know if like they're doing it like everybody else, but it definitely seems like they're hitting all the right notes at least.
Yeah. Oh, all right. So, well, we hope that the game turns out very well, and best of luck to the CD Projekt Red team. Hopefully delays will be worth it. Speaking of kind of some of the next-gen stuff, the PS5 price might have leaked.
Really?
Yeah, this is coming from Forbes, and this was back on the 16th, so what was that, like Tuesday? Yeah. Amazon France briefly listed the PlayStation 5's price and release date before taking that information out of the listing. This comes via Ben Gestian on Twitter, who stumbled upon the listing prior to Amazon scrubbing it. He took screenshots, however, and those aren't going anywhere. The listing has since been removed, and it's entirely possible that the information isn't accurate. As with all leaks, take this one with a grain of salt. But it is interesting and not at all unbelievable. Amazon France lists the release date for the PS5 as November 20th, 2020, right smack dab in the middle of holiday shopping season, and 1 week before Black Friday. I wouldn't expect any crazy Black Friday deals on brand new game consoles, but there may be some bundles, and certainly current-gen systems will be cheaper than ever. Anyway, so the Amazon France listing has prices for both the PS5 and PS5 Digital Only Edition. The PS5 is listed at €499, and the Digital Edition plots in at €399. This converts to approximately $565 USD and $450 USD, respectively. That's quite expensive, but then you remember that there's the VAT tax in Europe. So if you take out the VAT tax, is that it roughly works out to the regular PS5 being $499 USD and the digital being $400 as or $399 USD. Yeah. So, initial reactions to the price points.
If these are the price points,
the $499 and $399, yeah.
If this is true, then they're in a very good spot, I think.
You think so? You think that's about right? Okay.
I think this is cheaper than what they're mentioning right now is cheaper than what I thought originally.
Okay.
Or what I think.
I thought this was I don't know. I was thinking 350 and 300 respectively for like the normal.
Oh,
and
no chance.
No way, dude.
Okay, no
you
think
way.
So? Okay.
These consoles are
No, I'm
pretty
sorry. I meant to
beefy.
say I was thinking 450 and 400. My bad. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
sure.
I'm sorry. I got my numbers mixed up there.
That's a little more. I'm thinking 450 and 550.
Oh, really? Okay.
I'm
still not sure how they're able to undercut like the disc reader by $100 if this is
Yeah.
like
I don't know.
It's like I wonder.
Blu-ray.
4K. Yeah, I guess 4K Blu-ray players are expensive, somewhat still.
Yeah. Less plastic, technically.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Anyway.
I mean, for me, so wait a second. So I need to do a bit of a calculation.
Yeah. Anyway,
to our pathetic money.
Oh, okay.
That's $730 Australian. Wait,
damn.
what? That can't be right.
Okay, so like, don't mistake me. I was thinking it's like, okay, maybe the initial prices would clock in lower, but I do agree with Andrew that I think this is about right for both. Like, I think
if they can hit these price points, it'll be perfect.
Okay, so wait, Are you saying that you might also see a world where it's like, oh, 550 to 600 for one edition?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
Okay.
I definitely thought it would be on the higher end.
Okay. Got it.
This
Okay.
is surprising to me that
It's
they
lower?
marked it as this low. Yeah.
All right, fair enough. And then, so I mentioned the original story here was published on June 16th. Well, June 18th, what was that, like Thursday? Amazon has now stated that this image is faked. That's not exactly a surprise. The screen saying, quote, the screen shot showing a PS5 product page on Amazon.fr with a price of €499 and a release date on November 20th is a fake and is not coming from our website, an Amazon French spokesperson told Tech Radar. This is why it's important to take these rumors and links with grains of salt. This will probably not be the last time a fake listing or an accurate leak lands, so take it all in stride. It's still fun to speculate. And then he talks about the VAT tax and everything. And then the author then kind of interjects his opinion, saying it's just like, you know what, it's like the $400 and $500 mark is about right. What?
Oh, nothing. I just scrolled through something and I was very confused.
Okay, sure.
And then yet another update. This same article got updated twice. Yeah, from yesterday, June 19th. Saying another leak has emerged, this time about the Xbox Series X price. A leaker called Eastman has shared that the Xbox Series X will easily undercut whatever Sony releases the PS5 for. I heard it's half the price of Xbox Series X, and Microsoft would target a $399 price for the Series X. I'm not sure what the final price will be. I think if Sony goes for a $500, $600 mark, Microsoft will opt for $200 Series.
No way.
A $200 Series S. I don't know what this.
Series S is the current one.
Oh, okay. And a $400, $500 Series X, but we'll see.
I think Series S is the current Xbox One Series.
No,
S,
that's
right?
what. No. So they're having the Xbox Series X, okay, which is the one that's being marketed.
Right.
They're having the Series S,
Yeah.
which is the smaller one.
The digital only one.
Maybe a smaller one of next gen consoles. So for current consoles, Xbox One S, it's not Series S.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So they're saying,
jeez Louise.
Yeah, Microsoft has a crap naming scheme. I'm just gonna say it.
Yeah.
No way.
Okay, but yeah, they're saying it's just like
way.
Microsoft will opt for. Wait, are there two SKUs of the Series X?
No.
Then
So
why?
it's Xbox One X and Xbox Series X.
What the heck is a Series S?
Is it the SAD edition?
Okay,
Or like the original, or like the Xbox
everybody
One
shut
Slim?
up.
Okay.
So you got Xbox One S. Okay, that's
Yes,
that's
that's the current one now.
Okay.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Then you got the Xbox Series S, which is going to be the smaller next gen one.
Got it.
Wait, no, you okay? No,
It's
wait,
not
you just-
announced yet, though. Is my
Yeah, correct.
okay.
Not announced yet, but they're saying they're doing multiple iterations
Yeah.
of the next gen console.
How do you?
I don't understand where you're actually getting this from. Like, I don't understand.
It's been a rumor. It's not a real. Like,
Well, no, I know, but I mean, I don't fundamentally understand what Anthony is saying, right? There's no world I see where any form of a next-gen console will release for $200, which is why I think when he's talking about the Series S...
I'm not saying it will.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
no, he's not saying well. He's just saying.
Oh,
He's
okay.
trying
I'm
to
saying
explain
it's
to us.
insane. There's no way that's going to happen.
Yeah.
So I don't know, the way that I read the statement where he says Microsoft will opt for $200 Series S and $400, $500 Series X, but we'll see. What I'm taking this as is that Microsoft is going to price cut the normie current gen Xbox One S or whatever, like the normie current gen is Xbox, not the Xbox One X, but the normie current gen Xbox One, okay?
Yeah.
They're going to price cut it to $200 when the Series X
Incorrect.
No. Yes. You're
Incorrect.
This is what he was trying to explain. That
Yeah.
Series blank, whether it's Series X, Series S, Series
is
Y,
the next
Series...
gen designation.
Yes.
Correct.
Whereas Xbox One S, the One S,
Is the current
will be the
generation.
current generation.
So they're not doing anything to the
Wait, I'm still.
So this is not talking about the One S at all. This one is talking about the Series S, which would be the next gen one.
Okay, so there's going to be a next gen Xbox called the Series S for $200 supposedly.
Supposedly,
Correct.
yeah.
Okay, so
That's
then
not gonna
so
happen.
there's going to be 3 SKUs of the series then.
No. So I believe this article is saying 400 or 500 for the Series X. They're not saying do different SKUs.
But then they use the same like notation talking about the up above, the same notation talking about the different SKUs for the PS5, of which we know there are 2.
Yeah,
I mean,
so,
they don't mention the digital version, but yeah, it's weird. It's written oddly.
So they're saying that. So Microsoft has basically said, okay, they haven't actually fully announced the Series S, which is next gen's console, but they've said that there's going to be multiple SKUs of the Series console.
Yes, okay, I heard that. Yes, okay.
So everybody's saying, because they've got the Series X, which is the beast, they're going to have a Series S, which is going to be smaller and maybe all digital.
I just don't see. There's no way a $200.
Yeah, it's like that's the thing that I'm like so hitched on. I was just like, wait, how's this?
No way.
All right, so I'm not gonna argue the semantic of a rumor here anymore. Or try and have it explained to me anymore. Because I'm apparently dense today. And so anyway, so there's gonna be like.
Well, I mean, okay, so we all agree that it's not going to be that price.
No, okay.
So.
But, okay, do we think it's... Okay, take the core idea here. Extract the core idea. Do we think it's feasible that Microsoft will undercut Sony?
No.
I think it's possible because Xbox and Microsoft have shown that they will sell at a loss.
Yeah. And
in
that's
order to...
Yeah, that's
so
what they...
PS4, though.
Yeah, that's what they say about this, though. So, well, Microsoft, like... easily sell like the Xbox One X, the higher end version of the current gen. They sell that at like $150 loss, I think. It's even still today. So it's kind of insane. I think they mentioned that in the article, saying that it's like Microsoft will make up any losses they take by getting a higher cut of game sales and more subscriptions.
Right.
Yeah.
And with Game Pass, if they like get you in on that, that's another $60 a year or whatever.
Yeah, and I mean, we've talked about this quite a bit before on the podcast, how it's like Microsoft is transitioning away from like a hardware company and everything and being more of like a service company for stuff. The
loss they would have to take to make a 200 would be astronomical.
Right? It's like I don't understand how anybody would approve that, to be honest. Like I don't.
If it had the same specs as the Series X.
Yeah.
But if it didn't,
how much?
Do you want to think?
How much?
Do you want to think the Series S would just be then? I just think the Series S, theoretically here, if it is in fact $200, I just think that would be a streaming box at that point.
That would make sense.
Okay, how much do they sell the One S at?
That's what I was going to say for. It's
that's what I was trying to get at originally. They might just price cut to all hell this current gen Xbox. That's what I was first taking it as, but...
Yeah, I did too. But then, when you look at it, it's like... Well, that's what the One S costs, right? Is like $200, $250.
Yeah, I think it's like down to $250 now.
So unless you're bringing that down to $100, or less, because $200, why would you spend $100 when you could spend $200 and get the new thing?
Yeah.
So my point is, if the current One S far out, why can't Microsoft name their stuff?
I know names are tough. At least Sony just does iterations. All right, anyway.
So if the One S, I want to say it again. If the One S is $250, okay,
please,
there is no way. So if the One S is $250, like 5 years after release, there is no way in hell they're going to release the Series Series S at the same price. It's not going to happen. I'm sorry, you can dream, but it's not going to happen.
Yeah, that's why I got such a hang up on that statement. That's why I was thinking it was going to be a price tab. So,
in my opinion, they'll release the Series S at around $350, $400.
Yeah.
And the Series X at around $550, $600.
Okay.
Because if PS5 goes $699, they'll probably go $99 less. Or
I think $700 is too steep for the PS5.
$599 maybe.
Yeah, it's like I think Sony might have a roof of around $600. I think.
Didn't they say $699? Oh no, it's $599, didn't they?
That was
Yeah, so like I don't know.
So
the reason
then Microsoft would probably do $500.
Yeah. So given the price point, the reason why I think the reason why I think like maybe the Series S is just gonna be like a streaming bots or whatever, you know, the next gen thing that's supposedly priced at 200 here, is because Nvidia released like this Nvidia Shield like streaming player or whatever, and it does like a bunch of cool stuff like 4K upscaling and whatnot, et cetera, a bunch of cool like stuff in it, and it's like $200. It's $199. You know?
Sure.
Yeah. So that's why I think, oh, that price point matches this other thing. You know?
Yeah.
I could see it. I think you're onto it. If it is going to be a $200 box,
Yeah.
there's no way that, and smaller.
Yeah.
There's no way the hardware could even fit in there.
Right.
Right.
Physically. Physically.
Yeah. Without like exploding, at least. Right.
Right.
Like, because they mentioned the PS5 is that large because of thermals.
Yeah.
So like physically, it just doesn't make sense. And like, yeah, like, I don't know. It's crazy though. There's no way, right?
Right. Yeah.
Well, there's like images of
There's like little smaller boxes of the series, but I think those are mock-ups, right? Like
Series S.
just
Yeah.
cutting the Series.
I don't know.
X.
Like personally, they could like pair this with xCloud and Game Pass.
Mhm.
And like stream everything, but I mean streaming's not at a point, like the actual game streaming isn't at a point to work properly by the end of this year. It's still in beta phase, like
Right.
xCloud.
Well, okay,
And-
so
There it is. Yeah.
maybe from the same guy. Hold on, I just lost his name here. Eastman, the same guy who we just talked all hell and back about like the $200 thing or whatever, said that Microsoft July event will be a night of mic drops, end quote, with Microsoft not only revealing the Xbox Series X price, but also the long-rumored Lockhart system, which remember when, anyway, widely believed to be the Xbox Series S, but from what I've heard from all my sources, July isn't about Sony, July is about the industry, and Microsoft wants it to be a night of mic drops. They're going to come hard with the strategy they've been building up for years. They want Google, Amazon, Apple, Sony, and even Nintendo to be shaken up. So the price is going to be a key part in it. And then he says Microsoft's strategy to become the Netflix of gaming relies heavily on Game Pass and a cheaper Xbox Series S, according to the same leaker, which certainly made sense given Microsoft's recent strategy with multiple Xbox One SKUs, an all-digital edition, and a robust Game Pass option that includes Game Pass Ultimate and Game Pass on PC. Of course, as with all leaks and rumors, none of this is official. It's possible the Series S doesn't even exist or it won't come out for another year. So there's no necessarily guarantee the Series S will launch at the same time the Series X does.
That makes sense.
So maybe game streaming could get a little bit more mature in that point.
Possibly. I did a little more digging, and I guess the same guy also, this is according to laptopmag.com.
Okay, yeah.
The Series S apparently is going to be weaker than the like other one, the Series X. The Lockhart,
Yeah.
quote unquote, I heard it was 5 to 6 T-flops, which whatever.
Okay. I mean, that would be about the compute you need for like video encoding and everything at 4K. That's about all the compute you need. So
Okay.
maybe
So
this
if they're going
is
to
just
do
total like
that-
confirmation bias here, but I am definitely leaning towards this could be just a stream bots,
Yeah, you're convincing
Okay.
me the more we talk about this.
Okay.
I don't think that's even going to happen, to be honest.
Okay,
Like,
so you think the Series
if
S is just a complete farce? Nothing. Okay.
Correct. Because if they're going to do that, why don't they just keep the 1S around?
Yeah,
Yeah, that was the point I originally thought Microsoft was going for, was that they were gonna like cut the price of the Xbox One.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so
Which they probably
Microsoft
will
is
still.
they've already said that they're like keeping that console around. They're keeping
Okay.
the 1X around, the 1 and the 1S. So I don't understand why they would like double up and have basically two of the same console, or two similar consoles with the same like computing power.
Yeah, just set.
Unless it's like a stream box or something like that, which I don't really see happening because game streaming isn't really at a point yet. I mean, look at what happened to Stadia. I mean,
Yeah. I've heard that xCloud is pretty decent.
yeah, it's pretty decent, but you gotta kind of understand as well that all the testing relating to that was done by people at Microsoft who are very close to a
To a server.
server. Yeah.
Or they're, doing some magic with some stuff behind the scenes that we don't know, right?
Exactly. So I don't know. I don't really think Microsoft would like double up on consoles. So like, if it's not a stream box, they got to do something like the One S.
Yeah.
But then they can just like say, hey, here's the One S, take that instead of a Series S. You know,
Yeah, I don't know, man.
it's cheaper as is. Blah blah blah.
Like I think
Weird.
you brought up the not launching at the same time, and that's starting to make more sense to me now too. Like, because they haven't marketed this thing at all. You know,
Yeah.
maybe because it's not the most powerful one, like they've been they can do with the Series X. So maybe at this thing, they probably won't even announce it at this July thing. I feel like this one,
I feel yeah.
because if
I don't
you,
know.
huh.
I feel like they're going to push hard with the Series X, and that was the thing with the One. They didn't announce the One S until like, what was it, 3 years after
Is a
the One's
bit.
release?
Yeah.
So I feel like they're probably going to do the same thing. They're not going to announce 2 consoles at the same time. I don't feel like.
Especially if one
Microsoft's weird.
is less powerful.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm thinking if like things are pointing to there's going to be multiple SKUs of the series version of Xbox, let's just call it that. The next gen will be the series version of Xbox. Then and they're talking about like different price points to match the PS5. I'm thinking Microsoft is going to do the whole like base and then pro route from the get-go. So it's like you can get a like you can get like a good next gen console or whatever, maybe. So okay, in Microsoft's infinite wisdom, I feel like they do this. Okay, so what they might do is there's going to be like this base model version of the Series X or whatever, and it's not going to have a disc tray by default. The base model version will not have a disc tray, and that'll be priced at whatever like. It'll be priced cheaper than whatever the like PS5 discless will be, okay? And then there's going to be like a quote-unquote pro version of the Series X or whatever with a little bit nicer of a hardware spec and bump, okay? As well as the disc tray, and that'll be $100 more than whatever the base box I was talking about was. Anyway, that's the way I see this going down in Microsoft's infinite wisdom.
So just similar to Sony.
Yeah, pretty much. But so maybe similar, but still a little bit different because, like in Sony's case, the only difference between like the two PS5s is like one has a disc tray, the other doesn't. The hardware is exactly the same. I'm thinking Microsoft is going to give a little boost in specs to their higher end one.
But you don't think the Series X is the higher end one?
They might do like the Series X Pro or whatever, or the Xbox. Something like that. But yeah, no. Bottom line is like I think Microsoft is going to launch like 2 SKUs of the Series X or whatever. Okay, this is completely separate from the Series S, which may or may not exist. Okay, Microsoft might launch 2 versions of Series X, and one is going to have a nicer spec bump than the other one. It'll be priced around $100 more.
I don't know.
See, I feel like Microsoft has gotten off on the wrong foot already. If you need a PhD to figure out how they're going to do these things, this is a bad idea.
Yeah, I'm just saying, it's like this is something I didn't see Microsoft doing in their infinite wisdom. It's
just so dumb because you got the One, the One X, the One S, and then you got the Series.
You got the sad edition too.
You got the SAD, you got this, you got that, you got everything else, and they might double up on the Series S, like Series S and 1S. I think they're probably basically going to be the same console.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense. So they'll probably keep the 1S around. If you look at the Xbox One consoles, they didn't announce the 1S until like 3 years after the One came out. Then they did the 1X, which was absolute crap and sold the lost. You've got all this stuff, which doesn't make sense. And they're probably going to do it all. I mean, I'm sorry, but the 1X was a flop. It was.
I don't know what the number is. I couldn't tell you.
Philly old chat said it was.
Well, I mean, is the PS4 Pro flop? I feel like...
No, the PS4 outsold the Xbox One X.
No, the Pro did? The Pro?
Yeah, the Pro outsold the Xbox One X. Yeah.
It didn't even have true 4K. That was hilarious.
It's hard I don't know. It's hard to sell people on raw specs, evidently, right?
Yeah, and that's what Microsoft did, and it failed. It blew up in their face. They didn't have. I really feel like people don't care about the power of the system over exclusives.
Yeah, Microsoft definitely likes to tick the advertising box of having the most like powerful console on the market. So
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
didn't really work for them last time. It's interesting to see how.
No.
it's a bold strategy, Cotton. We'll see how it plays out. All right. All right. So moving right along from all of that, gonna go jump over to Nintendo, the wonderful world of Nintendo, the happy, delightful world of Nintendo.
Finally.
Everything. Got a Pokemon Presents, which and it's like this little 10-minute presentation. They didn't even call it a Pokemon Direct. It was just a Pokemon Presents. And they got the CEO of the Pokemon company speaking to you. It's like one thing that I thought was kind of funny was that he started with the phrase "konbanwa," which is "good evening" in Japanese. So it's like, is this the last thing he did before he left the office or something? I don't know. It's kind of the vibe I got. Anyway, we got like 4 Pokemon-related stuff. So the first one that they showed off, Pokemon Smile. Okay, makes your teeth brushing fun. Okay, it's just basically, it's like. Theoretically, you would have a second person holding like the phone in front of you, and then the front-facing camera does some like AR doohickeys and everything, and it's like they're cool little Pokemon characters messing around with you as you're brushing your teeth, just to make like your teeth brushing entertaining. But if you're a sad, lonely individual like myself but still want to see the Pokemon, going about you, then you have to get like a phone stand to have on your bathroom counter pointed up at you so that.
I'm good. I've already got one.
Yeah. So you can do it.
Oh.
So yeah, Pokemon Smile.
Cool.
I think this is made by the same brand that developed Pokemon Go, but I could be wrong.
Niantic?
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you.
Okay, but anyway, what do we think of Pokemon Smile?
I saw a picture of a very funny looking Pikachu, so I'm kind of into that.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously it's for children.
Yeah. It's like
No way.
Yeah, this website is definitely like so people like, oh, as a parent you should download this on your phone to make like teeth brushing time fun,
I guess. I mean,
I kind of want to try this out.
If it helps
Is
kids
there a
brush their
video?
teeth, sure, why not?
Yeah. I think this is
Oh my
cute.
goodness, this is a trailer.
Yeah, all right. Anyway, and then moving on to a little bit more meat and everything. Coming soon to the Nintendo eShop, Apple App Store, and Google Play, Pokemon Cafe Mitts, which looks absolutely adorable, which is and I already hate this marketing scheme, free to start puzzle game. For Nintendo Switch and smart devices, work together with Pokemon to complete puzzles and create wonderful drinks and dishes. This is kind of like Dr. Mario a little bit, but it's more cafe themed, and cafes are like a very large thing over in Japan. This also looks very, very cute. Yeah. And it's free to start. I'd imagine there's a lot of microtransactions.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I feel like I've seen this. Reminds me of that like Disney game we played at E3 last year.
Oh, Tsum Tsum? Disney Tsum Tsum? Yeah.
Like the screenshot I'm looking at with like
the
funnel going down and like everything.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the new type of like twist on all those like Candy Crush likes.
I'm just like sold on Pokemon Smile. I'm just like watching the trailer.
Yeah,
It's
no,
so
I saw
amazing.
this just like, yo, do you know what? I'm downloading that, whatever.
And this is for Switch, right? Is it
so Pokemon Cafe is for Switch, and as well as iOS and Android, and then Pokemon Smile is just iOS and Android.
Got it.
And I think you need a somewhat like newish device from each of those
Sure.
SKUs, just because the AR tech in them is a bit better. Anyway, so all right, and then this was kind of the big one, probably the reason why they had this event anyway, and probably the reason most people tuned in. The new Pokemon Snap. Yep, the successor to the Nintendo 64 Pokemon Snap. Game looks absolutely gorgeous, and quite frankly, this is probably how Sword and Shield probably should have looked, but, people are still living in denial that Sword and Shield isn't just a 3DS port. So, anyway.
It is kind of gross looking, huh?
Yeah, Sword and Shield.
Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, I've played...
But we can, less than a year later, we can have this, though. Like... Pokemon Snap.
I
is
mean,
cool. Yeah.
Okay, I haven't seen Pokemon Snap.
Okay. So yeah, this is the I don't want to call it the sequel, but at the very least, successor to the original Nintendo 64 game. Yeah.
Mhm.
So it's gonna be available on Switch. No release date yet. There's a trailer up, and yeah, it looks. If you're a original Pokemon Snap fan, this is 100%
Oh,
up your
wow.
alley. Yeah. So. Oh,
Yeah.
I mean,
sorry for the shutter noise. there.
dang.
Yeah.
This is like this kind of looks similar to.
It looks very similar to the old game.
It
Like in terms of how
does,
like,
doesn't it?
you're on a
Like
rail
character models and stuff.
and you throw a ball at a thing and then take a picture, whatever.
Oh. Also, I don't know if you're going to talk about this, Taylor, but I did read something about rumors. Are you going to read anything relating to that?
Probably not, but I'm just gonna finish one thing. And then the last thing that we got from the Pokemon stuff was the Isle of Armor. Looks like we got a preview from that, which is the first like expansion to Pokemon Sword and Shield. So
Didn't that already come out?
did it?
Yeah,
it
it's
might
already
have. Okay,
Yeah.
maybe it was.
Crown Tundra.
Okay, maybe it was just like a promo then, or whatever.
Yeah.
Actually, I think the Crown Tundra came out and the Isle of Armor is next, maybe?
No, Crown Tundra comes out fall of 2020.
No.
Looks like
Okay,
Isle of
sure.
Armor is already out. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
But yeah, expansions for Sword and Shields. Of course, there's an expansion pass for it. So yeah, go over to Ireland. It looks like is what the Isle of Armor is supposed to be.
Oh, really?
Well, I guess maybe theoretically, right? Because like Sword and Shield is based on Britain.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Okay, yeah.
Huh.
Anyway, so yeah, if you're a
Okay.
Pokemon fan, probably a good week for you.
Yeah.
I
Well,
am
there might
100%
even be
checking out
more.
Pokemon Smile. But okay, yeah,
There might
Anthony.
actually-
Apparently, there are rumors surrounding this. So what's going on?
Correct. So Nintendo and the Pokemon Company hosted a special presentation called Pokemon Presents that unveiled a slew of new information on upcoming games in the Pokemon franchise. However, the presentation ended with the announcement that another Pokemon Presents will be taking place on June 24th. Nothing is known about what next week's event will entail, beyond that it will feature a big project for the franchise. That could be just about anything, but some fans think that it will be a Pokemon Let's Go Gold and Let's Go Silver. The reason behind why fans have come to this conclusion is due to what sat behind the Pokemon Company's CEO. I'm not going to pronounce his name. At the end of the Pokemon Presents event, the shelf behind him is almost exclusively made up of the Pokemon Gold and Silver plushies, not to mention a copy of Pokemon Let's Go Eevee with Umbreon and Espeon plushies sitting in front of it. The latter is perhaps the most damning evidence in favor of Pokemon Let's Go Gold and Let's Go Silver announcement, with some taking this to mean that the featured Pokemon will be the popular Eevee evolutions Espeon and Umbreon. Or it could be, there was another thing I read as well, that could be Pichu and I can't remember what the other one was, I think.
Hustle and Minun? I don't know.
Maybe. Of course, the Pokemon announcement coming next week could just be about anything. It may have something to do with more Pokemon Sword and Shield DLC. Are you laughing, Andrew?
I'm laughing at the oh well, it also could just
It
be
could also be no
could also
one.
be
No one
nothing.
actually has any idea, honestly.
yeah, just the way it's written.
I'm
This
thinking
is-
Gen
yeah.
4 remake. I don't know.
Yeah.
This is a rumor, so I
Okay.
mean, take
Yeah.
it as a grain of salt, obviously.
Sure.
But this
Yeah.
could mean that it's like Gold and Silver remakes, which
I
could
feel
be
like-
cool.
Didn't we just recently get Heart Gold and Soul Silver though?
I don't know.
Oh, like 2013?
Oh, okay. It's 7 years.
I don't know. I think the evidence, that's a stretch.
This is like Sakurai once had a purple and yellow chair behind him, and everyone thought that would meant Waluigi would be in
Waluigi.
Smash.
Yeah,
So,
it's like that level of detectiving, right?
maybe, I don't know.
I mean, but if they had another announcement up their sleeve, it's a bit strange that they didn't announce it.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's probably not related to whatever they were talking about, so they just wanted to give it its own.
Maybe,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
This was a bunch of
if-
I don't want to say minor. I will say minor things.
Yeah,
Actually, this is a bunch of miscellaneous things, right, from Pokemon. So it's
Yeah.
it'd be kind of weird if all of a sudden, oh, by the way, Gen 4 remake or Let's Go Eevee or whatever.
Mhm.
Yeah. So and they dropped it at this. You know what? Here's my nuclear take here. It's gonna be a Pokemon Coliseum and or Pokemon XD remake. There.
Okay.
Okay. Pokemon Coliseum was a fun GameCube game. Everyone shut up.
Oh,
Oh.
that's like the turn-based combat one, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean every
Well,
Pokemon
I mean,
game ever.
like, You're right. But like the non-RPG where you would like two guys go against each other.
Yeah, pretty much. It was like the 3D battle one. Is like you ran around, like you could steal people's Pokemon or whatever, because like there was this organization that was corrupting Pokemon with darkness, and then you would like capture them with like this special like thievery thing, and that would purify that. Anyway, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, the reason why I think it might be that is because like Umbreon and Espeon were like the guy's like two starters at the beginning of the game or whatever that he had from the get-go. So anyway,
The other rumor was like Pichu and Meryl,
okay.
which was like another Let's Go game. I don't know.
Okay.
Whatever. There's like people going berserk over it, so we'll see what
100%.
happens.
Yeah.
Is my voice still deep?
Yes.
Okay, whatever.
All right, so I want to blow through these next couple topics just so we have some time to get to the water cooler conversation. Have a good discussion about that a little bit. Next up, well, Taiwan raided Crash Bandicoot 4. So, thanks, Taiwan. Supposedly, this is called Crash Bandicoot 4. It's about time. And, yeah, we got the cover art for it.
Yeah, it seems to be real, right?
Yeah. Anybody excited at all?
The cover looks cool. I like the way Crash looks.
Yeah? Okay.
Depends. It was like another 3D platformer, not really.
Okay.
Crash was
It's
pretty
like-
inventive, I feel like, in that space, but
Well, I mean, the later games were good, like Mind of a Mutant and whatever. They were really good,
Mm-hmm.
and they weren't so much platformy. They were kind of like more adventure-ish. I feel like.
Okay.
So if it's something like that, I'm definitely into it. But I don't know. I'm not really a fan of the OG Crash games.
sure.
Fair enough.
So
Andrew, any thoughts to it?
I don't know. The Crash remake looked really nice, at
Okay.
least. So I like that cartoon style.
Yeah. I'm gonna be real. I think Crash is a little bit past his time. So
yeah, same. They
I
need to do
mean-
something very unique.
Yeah, we'll see.
I think, like,
apparently that Crash game sold like crazy.
okay. I
The
think that was
remake?
yeah, it was like
Yeah, yeah.
nostalgia hitting though.
Insane trilogy.
Yeah. So now you're like, hey, let's just do a new one, I
New
guess.
version of Crash. Okay. All right. Anyway.
Spyro sold better though, didn't it?
What's that?
Spyro sold better, I feel like.
It might have.
I don't know.
Okay.
The Spyro trilogy that they did.
Oh, I think Crash was like the #1 game in like Europe for a while.
Okay,
Jesus,
sure.
people.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, people are into it.
I guess so. All right. You know what? You do you,
Why?
boo. Yeah. All right. So, well, last week's Sony event was quite good, but I don't think the messaging around Spider-Man was maybe as good as it could have been in terms of explaining what it actually was or is and everything. So anyway, Anthony, if you want to kind of talk about this a little bit, because you added this to the doc, I believe.
Sure, no worries. So there has been
Stop.
basically an update from Insomniac Games.
Mhm.
You can listen to my awesome voice while I read this.
Yes.
So Brian Horton, creative director at Insomniac Games, last week, we were so thrilled to introduce you to the beginning of your Marvel Spider-Man journey on the PlayStation 5. This standalone, so Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales, or Morales, I don't know how it's pronounced. This standalone game, it's not DLC that a lot of people were thinking it was. Lets players experience the rise of Miles Morales as he discovers new powers that set him apart from his mentor, Peter Parker. The reaction we received last week was nothing short of incredible, but we wanted to take a little bit extra time to talk about the game and the trailer you saw and point out some things you might have missed. Take a look above, which is the trailer for it, whatever. And it's Insomniac Games. We've loved... Oh, there we go. The character of Miles Morales for a long time. It started years ago when Brian Intihar, creative director of Marvel Spider-Man, suggested we should have Miles Morales be a part of the same universe as Peter Parker. We sneakily... Surprisingly, the audience, when they thought the PlayStation briefing was... Surprising the audience when they thought the PlayStation briefing was over. As we continued with the Marvel Spider-Man universe, we knew that Miles' origin story as a Spider-Man was something that needed its own game. Miles' multicultural background reflects a more modern, diverse world, and we wanted to give players a new story with new set pieces, fresh villains, and unique quests across the next adventure in life.
Anthony died. Okay.
I didn't.
Yeah, he did.
What do you mean?
You're good now.
Okay,
but-
you're fine. You're back.
Okay. About a year after the events of the first game, Marvel's New York is covered in snow, and just before Christmas break, a war between an energy corporation and a high-tech criminal army has broken out.
Good Lord,
Miles'
what?
new home in Harlem,
Nothing.
is at the heart of the battle. We know a lot of you want to know how big this game is. Our team at Insomniac has been working incredibly hard to bring you a fantastic Miles Morales adventure. Since we concluded development on Marvel's Spider-Man, you'll experience a full story arc with Miles, one that's more akin to a game like Uncharted, The Lost Legacy in terms of overall scope. Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales is an important, heartfelt, emotional, and essential experience to expanding the Marvel Spider-Man universe, and we hope it will be for you. We are also excited for the game to demonstrate the power of the PlayStation 5 this holiday, and blah blah blah. We'll show off near instant loading, ray tracing, 3D audio, and the DualSense controller. We've upgraded our character with 4D scans and improved skin shading for more realistic looking characters, and spline-based hair that moves far more naturally. Many of the city's assets have also been updated to take advantage of the new console. As you experience as Miles' story, you'll see, hear, and feel things in a whole new way, all thanks to PS5.
All right, so this is like
And-
going to be the Majora's Mask, the Spider-Man game that came out in 2018.
I would
I
say
will-
a similar. Sorry, Anthony, to cut you off, but like an Uncharted Lost Legacy kind of.
Okay.
Oh, and one last thing. Many of the fans have wondered if Peter Parker is okay. Don't worry, we'll still have much of Peter's story left to tell, but this game is also about Miles, a critical part of the Spider-Man universe, and you won't want to miss what happens next. So yeah, he's still in it.
Okay.
Sounds like you're going to be alternating between both characters, maybe.
I don't think so.
So
No,
that's kind of cool.
you might see Peter Parker, but I'm gonna say they're gonna just have you play as Miles.
Well, we still have much of Peter's story left to tell.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
definitely
I think
implies a
that-
sequel.
All that was.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. Yeah, that makes sense. Sure. Okay. No worries. That makes sense. Well, it sounds interesting. I'm keen for it.
Okay.
100%.
This better only cost $40.
It actually, if it did, it'd be really smart because if
Yeah.
you're getting a launch title for like cheaper than
Yeah.
$60, then
It'd be a fun game to just bundle in with the PS5, in all honesty.
yeah, that too. I could see it.
Okay.
Well, actually, maybe not, because it might hinge on you having played the first game anyway.
Maybe a little bit.
Mhm. All right. So, I don't know. Spider-Man looked cool.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
the
Did you
first one
play
was good.
I never played the first one, no. The 2018
Oh,
one?
really?
Yeah, I never
Wow.
actually played it.
It's good.
Okay.
It's like
That's
a.
good.
It's a good. Yeah, it's good. The swinging's good.
Okay, that's all I need to know. Okay, swinging's good. Okay, might be a pickup then. All right.
You can do like tricks. It's pretty cool.
Okay.
And I mean, the whole suit upgrade mechanic and everything is pretty darn cool as well.
Yeah, the different suits have like different like big
Yeah.
things attached to them. It is a good game.
Definitely is. I'd highly recommend it.
You could probably get on the cheap now too.
Okay.
Probably, yeah, I'd say so.
It might
I
be
think
one
it's
of those,
in
like,
the.
greatest hits
Cool.
thing or whatever they call it.
Yeah. I think it's in that. So it's like 20
It's like
bucks.
20 bucks.
AUD.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
So, yeah.
All right. So, well, with that, I think that'll wrap up the news segment. I'm gonna roll the advert really quick, and then we'll be back with the brief water cooler convo.
This week's episode of the Power Up podcast is brought to you by OptiNutra. OptiNutra offers nootropic type supplements that help support enhanced sleep, vision, flexibility, energy, long range health, and so much more. You can check out their full range of supplements using the link in this episode's description.
All right, and with that, we are back. You guys should be able to hear me. Yes, the audio is coming in just fine, and I can see the videos fine. All right, so getting into the water cooler convo, we only have one thing this week, and well, it's talking about The Last of Us 2 and all of the highs and lows since it's released on Friday at midnight. Well, at the time of recording, The critic meta score is 95 on Metacritic. The user score is 3.5
Oh,
on
it's gone up slightly.
Yeah. Well, I think when we had the Discord conversation, it was at like 3.4, I think, when I posted the screenshot at first. So yeah, it's gone up just a little bit.
A little bit.
So I will say I've not personally played this game. Anthony, I don't think has either. Andrew, you're the only one here that has. Let's see. Where to start? Where to start?
You know what? Not surprising.
Okay. Not okay. Why? Okay. I'm curious. Why do you think this is not surprising? Let's start there.
Because from what I understand, people were upset about this game even before it came out, right?
Okay.
Like,
yes.
people were pissed.
Mm-hmm.
So the game comes out, you can actually leave reviewers scores, and of course, like those people who are, angry for whatever reason, are gonna do what they think matters. Like they're gonna they can't affect the game. They're not gonna be like, oh, like I'm gonna somehow change how the game plays out, but they can affect, potentially.
It didn't affect audience perception.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I will say that. Okay, I'm going to concede that there is in fact some review brigading going on here, or whatever. Because I don't know, there were reviews over here that read just like poo-poo story 0 out of 10.
Oh yeah.
So I think there definitely is some review brigading going on. Metacritic, there is no way to actually verify whether or not the person has actually played the game or whatever. You go onto Steam or whatever, and it tells you whether or not this person has played the game or not after leaving a review and for how long they've played it. Amazon has the reviews on stuff now. It's like, oh yeah, they've actually purchased the product before.
Verified purchase.
Yeah, whatever.
Right? Yeah.
That doesn't exist on Metacritic. And as we've said, before, it's like regarding Metacritic isn't the be all end all of things, right? So this kind of way of gauging on for that shit. I don't know. I think there are definitely some middling reviews and everything, which more eloquently express what many of the negative reviews say, but they give it a little bit more of a middling score, also like 5, 6, or 7 or whatever. Maybe a couple 4s and everything, which might be a little bit too low. Definitely, there's very few user scores that go all the way up to like a 10 out of 10. A lot of them hover between 8 and 9.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely. I don't know. This game just isn't for everybody, right? But evidently, every critic in the world, except for that one guy in Japan, liked it. So it is what it is.
I'm looking through.
Purely anecdotal here. Pretty much everyone on my Twitter timeline that I've seen play the game hasn't liked the game. But then, I don't know, Andrew, I get the sense that you obviously liked the game. And Ethan, who's been on the podcast a few times and everything, has liked the game also for when he's played of it. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I mentioned a little bit earlier, but it's very gripping so far. Like, I'm playing with headphones, and it's terrifying to hear the clickers, make their noises. And, it's very engrossing, It's great so far. I mean, I don't know what else to say besides it's unfortunate that a lot of people have written off this game because of their views.
Yeah.
Which I think is a big part of it.
Okay.
I've seen some screenshots of a streamer just he's face palming during a scene. It's an early scene.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Where two people are kissing.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Okay,
of the same gender.
Okay.
Right, and it's just okay,
Did they not know that going in though?
I don't know. It was established that Ellie is gay in the original story.
Yeah.
So, yeah, whatever. It's already been established. So if you don't like that, then don't play it. I guess, right? If it's really that bothersome to you, which is unfortunate, and those people should definitely try to open up their views a little bit more and, understand from other people's perspectives a little better.
Sure.
And again, this is a storytelling game, right? So if you think the story is bad, then yeah, sure, you don't have to play. If you think the story is written poorly or whatever, I mean, I didn't spoil myself on it, so I don't have any pre-existing notions of where the story goes necessarily.
Okay.
But I think they've done a really good job of making me like feel the way like
They intended?
Ellie.
Okay.
Yeah, like Ellie is feeling like something. This thing happens, and I'm just like, yeah, I feel like how Ellie feels right now. I feel, they
Okay.
talk about it's a story of revenge. Yeah, I feel angry, and I want to do what she said. I want to go and do this thing. Like I'm on
Okay.
board with her
Yeah.
mission.
There's
So-
trying to speak to your like point of overreactions and everything like to the game. It's just like there's this South Korean streamer who I watched, like he finished the game or whatever, and then he just kind of like he did a little bit of a face palm or whatever, and then he literally like cut the disc. Like,
Yeah,
he
like-
took a pair of scissors and like cut the disc in half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
So according to like OpenCritic, which seems to be a lot more evenly based.
A little bit more
So
tempered.
OpenCritic, yeah, a little bit.
We're on
OpenCritic is
OpenCritic, by the way.
basically.
We're on
We're on
OpenCritic,
it.
by the way.
we are on OpenCritic. Yeah.
We are. OpenCritic is mainly for like websites to submit reviews, and there's a lot of like smaller reviews relating to this game. It's not just like your IGNs, your Kotakus, your whatever.
Sure.
The worst score I can find out of 120 reviews is an 8.5 out of 10.
So
Yeah,
that doesn't have IGN Japan's review then, does it?
I think GameSpot gave it an 8 as well.
Okay.
Because
Because,
it's got
like-
IGN. It's got a couple of IGN scores on here.
Okay, just like IGN Japan got a 7 out of 10, and that's the lowest critic review for it.
Sure.
Or I'm sorry, 70 out of 100. Okay,
Yeah.
because of IGN's Steam. Anyway.
Get it right.
Yeah.
Which is
Uh,
still a good game.
I mean, yeah, it's like it's just like, oh, there seems to be this anything less than an 8 or 9 is a garbage game. It's like, no, an actual garbage game is like a 3 and 4 range. Okay, God
Yeah.
forbid you ever dip into like the 2 range, 2 and
Yeah.
1, like legitimately dip into the 2 and 1 range. Yeah.
Yeah, giving it like a 5 is like something that, it's some people are going to find enjoyment out of that game,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But yeah, like, 7, that's still a really good score.
Yeah, it's like yeah. I don't. So as I've talked about before, and again, this is spoiler free, right? I'm not gonna spoil it. I definitely spoiled myself. I read all the initial wave of leaks and everything, and I've been reading a lot of what like people have like. I've gone to boards where people are like discussing the story and everything, like these spoiler boards and everything. People have been discussing the story, and I do say that. I don't know, I think I agree with IGN Japan's review that I think overall, and again, I'm not playing through it, so I might not have the whole picture, but I think overall the story might actually do have some structural issues. And I think
Sure.
that's might be the biggest piece of criticism for it.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, yeah.
So they do have like people like, oh, harping on the story,
Yeah.
having problems. Like, yeah, but like every story has problems.
Right, yeah.
Like, and like when you're playing a video game, it's just sometimes those problems don't appear as often as reading or watching something.
It's like it's gonna be a lot more obvious if a movie's writing has problems because it's very short and everything, right?
Yeah.
And it's like things happen one thing after another in a movie very rapidly. But with games and everything, which can be these like double-digit hundreds of hours of experience and everything, depending on what game you're playing. What do we say? Like Last of Us 2 is like between 20 and 30 hours. It's looking like based on what people are saying. So it's like there's a lot more time to tell whatever story they're trying to tell. Also, and keep in mind also that like a 10 out of a 10 does not necessarily mean the game is perfect. Whatever, right? It's just like, so it's like, I gave Ori and the Will of the Wisps a 10 out of 10 when I reviewed it for the site. Not because the game was perfect, far from it. There was this very frustrating set of levels where you're in like the spider area, and it's like you have to chase this firefly, or like bad monsters get you in the darkness or whatever. I found that level to be just excruciatingly frustrating and everything. And there were a couple of technical hiccups on PC. I experienced the odd crash here and there, and I experienced, it was just like some scaling issues playing at 1440p. But other than that, it's like I thought the game was like very well executed visually, overall gameplay wise, etc. I enjoyed it enough. And it's like, yeah, do you want? That's a 10. So it's not necessarily perfect. It's just like, yeah, there is like a very good game here,
Sure.
So
That makes sense.
I did want The Last of Us 2 is just technically extremely sound.
is it okay?
Yeah, there's some real cool like physics going on, like I mentioned earlier. But also load times. it is surprisingly like you have your initial load time, which takes a little bit, but if you die, you're back in that game in like I don't know, like under 30 seconds.
Oh, okay, that's good.
It's fast, and
Snappy.
for how like
yeah,
so like you know they're talking about PS5 being quick load times. Like if this is what they can get to with this looking game, like you know they could do this no loading stuff maybe on PS5.
Yeah,
because that game is a look.
Okay.
Okay, Anthony, what do you think?
I don't know. I may actually play this. Maybe.
Okay.
I'm like, I don't know. It's not because of reviews at all. I heard about the spoilers and whatever as well.
Yeah.
And some of them were true, some of them weren't. But like, I don't know. I'm just interested to see how I kind of feel about it myself.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I might check it out and see like whether, because me personally, I'm a very conservative person.
Okay.
And I'm not like someone who's like into a lot of things. So I don't know. It's just like I feel like the reason why a lot of people were sad or like upset about it was because they felt like the whole writing was going in a different direction compared to like the original game.
Okay.
And that seems to be true, but like also at the same time, there's nothing really wrong with that. Like games evolve, series evolve in general. Like if you've got the same game over and over again, it kind of gets boring. But also there are elements that I can like understand why people are upset as well. So I don't know. I'd just be interested to make up my own mind about it. I feel like so.
Okay.
Gameplay wise, it sounds interesting.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and like even if you're not there for the story or you fall off of it, the game plays very well. I think.
Does it play a lot better than the first one? I forget.
Yeah, I think so.
Because I didn't really like how the first one played all that much.
Sure.
The movement is good. You know, you're snapping into cover without pressing any buttons.
Okay.
You can go to prone. You can kind of, like I said, it's not quite MGS5 level of like how slick and smooth that stealth is. But I've seen some real cool like stuff like you can dodge like melee, so you can really get in its kind of flow. Against some of the enemies. Like I did it. I mentioned one today where it's like I played it today. There was like a group of the people like feasting on a body or whatever, right?
Oh yeah.
And then there was a clicker who was like they're like basically one hit, one kill. You can't take damage from them.
Okay.
And there's a bunch of other people, and I was like, okay, like I could try to be stealthy, but I have all these Molotov cocktails. You know, I'm just gonna
and a massacre.
Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna torch these three and then try to deal with the rest. It's like, boom, you torch one, shotgun blast this other one, and it just felt so good. It was just like, I didn't even really move.
Hooray for murder!
Much.
Okay.
Well, hey,
I know it's a game, right? I'm joking. Yeah.
When it's zombies, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, it plays well, and I think you can, you know, everyone can play it to their own style. Because in the beginning of the game, I was so stealthy, like I didn't shoot a single bullet. I had so much extra ammo.
Okay.
It was crazy. I was like, wow, I've never had this much ammo in this game.
Okay.
But like, you know, story reasons, I don't have all that ammo anymore. So now it's so still, you know, so scavenging for ammo, and I always feel like I have to like get me through an encounter, which is nice.
That's good. So it's a well-paced supply and everything.
Yeah. Like, although I do have a lot of like, I have like 3 med kits, I have like a lot of like extra supplies, maybe because just of how I play, where I want to hoard all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like, no, I'm not almost dead. I don't need to use a med kit yet.
We're good.
Like, yeah, so when my character is like bleeding from the ears and like limping, then we can use a med kit.
Okay.
Sure.
So I don't know. What I'm kind of like pulling out of this whole conversation is like, maybe play the game for yourself, because out of context discussions that you might see on forums might not do it justice or whatever. So yeah, maybe if you're not willing to give Naughty Dog your money for whatever reasons. I know there is some scandal about Neil Druckmann going around right now. No, it's not related to a particular scene in the game. It deals with office politics a little bit. So yeah, so maybe borrow it from a friend, or I don't know if it's still possible to rent a game anymore from like Redbox or something.
Sure, Redbox exists,
okay.
Right?
So yeah, but ending on this, maybe on some notes of hilarity, some of the zero and low user scores My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined. 0 out of 10.
I love it.
Yeah.
Let's see here. There was one that was like, here we go. Complete utter fecal matter. Story was literal garbage, and the developer made sure to piss off all the fans. Please do not buy this fecal matter game. Okay.
I love the self-censorship.
Yeah. False advertising with the plot. Naughty Dog completely disregarded what people liked about the first game and instead shoveled out this trash. On top of that, the crunch time game devs at Naughty Dog had experiences inhumane just to finish this garbage game. 2 out of 10.
I mean, the crunch is not great, but yeah.
Gameplay is all
you
right.
can't-
Not upset by it, but the story is utter garbage, and it really upsets me. How can you go from Last of Us to this in terms of story? 3 out of 10.
I mean, you can't like blame a game for crunch time though, really. Like,
It's. I mean.
It's a
You can-
phenomenon that gets modified higher or lower by the skill of management. In all honesty.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. I don't think you can, like, take a
like
you can't,
review a game. Off
Yeah,
it.
you can't review a game off it. You can
Yeah.
review a studio off it, and base an opinion.
Yeah,
Giving them your money.
definitely. Yeah,
This game is a
100%.
living statement that money doesn't solve all problems. Graphics, great. Truly impressive story, trash. Character development, trash. Character relationship development, trash. Gameplay, straight out of 2013. In honesty, the game critics who gave this game a 10 out of 10 are shooting themselves in the foot. 4 out of 10.
Okay.
Okay.
They're a little more.
This is a political statement, not a video game. Play the first one, love the first one. 1 out of 10.
I mean, isn't the first one pretty political as well?
I
mean, they
think
have,
so.
like-
Yeah, I think
yeah,
the first
don't
one is
they
pretty
have-
up there, right? Yeah.
They have, like, militarized zones and stuff like that. And
Yeah. It deals a lot with like martial law and everything.
yeah.
The first one is a little bit more. I get the sense that the first one is a bit more parallel to what we're doing now in the U.S. as opposed to the second one, right? Just because.
I mean, the first one's earlier on, so you're gonna have.
Yeah. All right.
You know,
Anyway. Yeah.
some
Not to
that.
get into it too much more. Neil Druckmann tries to be Hideo Kojima, but his attempt fails big time with an even worse story than Kojima could possibly fecal matter out. The graphics and the gameplay is great, but those things don't make up for the. Wait, this guy says it's like, wait, the gameplay is worse than. No, I'm sorry, he said the story was worse than what Kojima came up with. Okay. The graphics and gameplay are great, but those things don't make up for the awful story decisions. 4 out of 10. Okay.
I don't know. If you're waiting that much on a story anyway, like, I get it that Last of Us is like a story-based game, but still.
This review is in Russian. Totogo a nie otida. Vittoria.
Russian, right?
Russian
I
bots
can,
are
yeah,
out.
I'm trying to, but the text is really tiny. Anyway, 1 out of 10. What a
love
letdown.
it.
4 out of 10.
And it's just amazing how many people, like, go on there, like, finish this game. I mean, maybe you could have.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. I definitely
that-
know a lot of people started playing it like early in the day on Thursday because they got it delivered early or something. So
Sure. Mine unlocked around 9 o'clock. PST,
Okay.
So, like,
you got it digitally.
yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna
Okay.
waste.
So I think
time.
that'll- Yeah, I think that'll conclude The Last of Us 2 discussion then with those wonderful.
Maybe we should get a spoiler cast going on or something. And,
Okay.
Once a couple people finish it on staff.
Yeah, okay. Maybe we can get like you and Ethan and maybe a couple other
Maybe
people on staff. Yeah.
Ethan.
I wouldn't
then
mind
take-
sitting in from it and kind of like guiding this discussion a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or just take questions from people who like have maybe spoiled themselves and.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of go on like what I've seen around on like spoiler boards or whatever. So yeah, because it's like I had no intentions of playing this game, right?
Sure,
so
sure,
it's
yeah.
like I ruined it for myself, so to speak. But
Sure, that makes
maybe might play it. I don't know if the game does turn out to be a dumpster fire. It's always amusing to watch those, right? So I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, you can always wait for a discount too.
What you
Right.
do is you buy it,
Uh huh.
you play it within 7 days, and then
Yeah.
you take it back.
Okay.
what you do.
Gotta wrap it back in the stuff. in
cellophane it. Yeah, shrink
I
wrap
mean-
it. Yeah.
If you go to get, I mean, over here we've got EB Games, which like if you buy it from there,
Yeah.
you can then take it back within like you said, even if you've played it.
Okay.
Oh, the
So you can
U.S.
take
is
it back.
the U.S. is like not at all like that.
Yeah.
They're like,
Okay, sure.
oh, you didn't get this game from us? Well, I can't take it back, but here, I'll just open it for you. We'll
Yeah.
buy it from you used for half the price.
Yeah, straight up.
I'm pretty sure they've done that before,
Yeah.
like in the past. Like, someone gets a game from their grandma or something that was the wrong one with no receipt. So,
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Mhm.
You don't need a receipt here, even.
Oh wow. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yay, U.S. consumer protection laws.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Okay.
Yeah, we've got
Yeah.
we've got really decent consumer protection.
Yeah.
Like there's like a cooling off period for everything. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Sony offers like one refund.
Ever.
So yeah, like you get like one refund ever.
Don't
Whereas,
mess
like,
it up.
Yeah, digitally. Well, I think like at least in Europe, there's like a time played or time you can get between that refund or whatever.
Excellent. Speedrun it.
Yeah. All right. Anthony, what games are coming out this next week?
Let me jump back. There we go. So where are we? Here we go. So SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom. This is like Sean's favorite game.
It is,
He's
yeah.
got a PC,
He's really excited for this game,
I
unironically.
love SpongeBob. I should probably just play this.
Okay.
Xbox One and Switch, so it's coming to everything on
Okay.
June 23rd. Ninjala is coming to Switch. Wait, what? Okay, it's coming to Switch. That's spelled incorrectly. On June 24th. Anno History Collection is going to PC on June 25th.
Okay.
Mr. Driller Drill Land is coming to PC and Switch
Mr.
on June
Driller.
25th.
I'm sorry, what?
And you heard me. And Fairy Tale is going to PC, PS4, and Switch on June 26th. And that's it for this week.
Okay.
Next week looks interesting, actually. Ooh,
No spoilers.
there's a lot of stuff happening. Yeah. A
All
lot
right.
of stuff happening.
All right, so next week will be exciting then. Awesome.
Hmm.
All right, so Andrew, where can the good people find you on Twitter?
Yeah, you guys can find me Twitter, Instagram, Twitch sometimes. Duronsky, DRNSKI. Come over
Awesome.
and say
Nice.
I'll respond if you hit me up.
All right. Anthony, good people.
You can find me at SameOutman19. I don't really tweet a whole heap. I mainly do the site's social media stuff and all that kind of stuff. So if you're trying to get a hold of me, that's how you do it, through that.
Okay. In my personal Twitter is at Infurious7809. That is at INFERIUS7809. Where I mostly talk about anime over there, in all honesty. It's just an anime Twitter.
Nice.
Yeah. So very on brand, as Andrew once described it. So anyway, thank you all so much for tuning in. I have no idea what maybe events are on the horizon. Oh, well, the Pokemon. That's the first thing that comes to mind next week. So probably talk about that next week. And then any other news that might happen in between now and then. Hopefully next week is an exciting week. Anyway, so this has been the Power Up Podcast. We hope you guys stay safe, stay healthy, and once again, stay inside, play some video games. Have a good one, everybody. Hope to see you all next time.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, guys.